Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial and Mom. Now, as always, before I begin, don't forget to hit that like button. Feel free to leave your comments or join the panel. And if you haven't already subscribed to the family, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the family. And I would like to say welcome to everyone that's watching on the replay. Welcome to everyone that's here in the chat right now. Welcome to everybody who's watching in the bushes and not commenting. That's fine too. Hope everyone is doing safe. Everyone is doing well. And hopefully everyone has seen the show last night. So I think I'm going to just do lives on Thursday instead of doing a review and then turn around doing a live. It kind of seemed a little redundant a little bit, but I think that a lot of you like to engage more with the live show right after it happens. And I think for the channel and for everyone else out in YouTube land and for subscribers and non-subscribers, I think you like it that way better. So that will be the new format going forward. So again, hello to everybody. So let's see who's here in the chat. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, how are you? And Frappes and Tea, hello. Thank you for joining. And Sharon, hello there. I'm fine. How's everybody? How's the weather? The weather's okay here. Well, again, it's unprecedented weather out west with it's raining. It's not. It's raining. It's not. I mean, we're the desert. It doesn't rain as often, but it's raining now. So all the trees are bloomed. It seems like all the flowers are coming up and there's bees out. So whew, boy, this spring is already going to start off on a high note with those allergies, you know? So again, I hope everybody is doing well. Let me drop the link for anybody who wants to join on the panel. So, or you could just stay in the chat. It's up to you all. So just drop the link. It should be there now. Hi, Cynthia Hughes. Hello, welcome. What'd you say, Rhonda? It's cool in Florida. Okay. Well, I consider it cold here. It's like 60 something. And I know the Jasmine show, they live out in California. Not to put your business out there, but I know they're getting hit too with this crazy weather out west. So hello to the Jasmine show. And hello to Miss Ashley. Hello, everybody. So let me see. It's 2:50 something since it started. And I'll wait like another minute or so for people to join in. Again, if you would like to be on the panel, just click that link where it's under Millennial Mom, says StreamYard.com. Just click that. It'll bring you backstage. I'll be able to see you whether you have your camera on or camera off. You can join me as part of the show or you can stay in the chat. Either way, it's up to you. So I appreciate, again, everybody who's joining. What'd you say, Sharon? It was 50 today in Ohio? Yeah, that's cold. That's chilly. That's chilly weather for the West. Matter of fact, I think it's supposed to be less than, my computer says it's 60 even. It's cold. The heater actually kicked on this morning. So, so it's crazy weather out here. All right. So Frappes and Tea said last night episode was boring. As I mentioned last week, and I'm trying to be positive about the season, I just think it's just a bunch of filler. They give us like little bits and pieces to hold on to. But again, I don't see the couples progressing much. And next week's episode, they're actually going to show Dr. Pepper. Now, I'm just curious to know, where is the other relationship expert, Dr. Pia, and Devon, who they claim would be on this season. So next week's episode is already 12. So if they're not on by now, what is the point of coming on? I mean, the show is more than halfway over after next week. What do you all think about that? And the viewer backstage for the panel, I see you and your game controller. So whenever you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. I'm waiting on you. So, but a quick overview of last night's episode is, it was a month anniversaries. And you know what? I was kind of surprised that Clint and Gina, they still seem like they're having a decent time. They seem like they're getting along. And I guess, I mean, it's refreshing to see them not arguing and not just being, standoffish between each other. So I don't know. That was kind of good to see. Last night, listen, Nicole's dad for me stole the show. He stole the show for me last night. I would have liked to see like more of him leading up to the anniversaries. Cause yeah, I paused the TV, hit rewind. I said, what did he just say? I can't believe he said what he said. And they let it slide on TV. I was like, wow, okay, Dad. And then Shaquille and Kirsten, same thing every week. He's not understanding. She says she's open, but what is she giving? I know last week, Jazz from the Jasmine Show said she gave her some kudos because she was opening up, and she's opening up in the way that she knows how to open up. So, okay, I give her that. But you know what? It's the same complaints every week between both of them in their communication. And then Eris, all right. So Eris, yes, he's being honest, but is he being a little bit, is there such thing as like being too honest? I mean, is he talking himself out of a relationship? And his friend also was the second person to steal the show, was like, man, I thought he'd be doing more, especially when they talked about what base are you on? And Eric said he's not even out the parking lot. I was like, oh my goodness. But that's true. He's not even out the parking lot yet. So, and then who else is on the show? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was it. Nicole's dad, like I said, stole the show. Frappes and Tea says maybe the other experts are going to host a reunion. For what though? You know what I'm saying? Like if you haven't been up there through episode 12, in my opinion, you have not earned to come on the show for any type of reunion because you've given no insight. If this was the 1 month anniversary, there's truly 3 weeks. And then the final week is that decision day. So what kind of advice can you give that would suffice for the whole show? That's just me. I'm not saying they can't, but that's just my opinion on it. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and get started with the show. And backstage, are we ready? Okay, here we go. We have 2 people joining the show. Like I said, if you all want to join too, you can just click that link and you'll be backstage with the camera or without. So, hello, Devontae.
How you doing?
And Jess, how are you guys?
Hi.
Good. What y'all think about the episode last night or whenever you watched it this morning?
It's kind of boring. It was kind of boring. I kind of agree with that.
Devontae?
First of all, look, Nicole had commented on something on Instagram. I had to let her have it. I couldn't take it no more. I said,
oh, really? See, you see us? Do tell. Is it a spoiler?
She commented. No, it wasn't no spoilers.
Okay.
They were showing like the footage of Shaq on what was it? The after party. Basically talking about Nicole sliding a note under the door.
Yeah.
And he called her Dr. Pepper, and she commented on there and was like, I'll take being a little mini Dr. Pepper. And I was like, so I commented, I said, the fact that you think that was cool.
Right.
I said, the fact that you don't think that's weird is very alarming. I done said, the fact that your husband did say something is real crazy. And I said, like, you don't even know these people. These people ain't your friend. I only met you a couple weeks ago. And I was like, you don't find that weird?
Well, I do find it weird, but I noticed in the very beginning that they were using, maybe I shouldn't use the word using. It was shown that Nicole was the spokesperson of the group. I noticed that a couple weeks ago, like during the honeymoon when it went down with Clint and Gina. They had her and Chris go over to talk to them and just kind of like be it always seemed like every year the person that they feel like doing the best, they always get them to start the conversation about what's going on with couples. Have y'all noticed that too?
I hope they getting a raise. That's all I'm saying. Vince was like, Nicole is being like Amani was. They were like, she must be getting paid to host the show because she's asking all the questions. I think she need to mind a business that pays her and worry about her own marriage. But that's just me.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, that's what you're here for, right? Your comments.
That's what I said.
So, the show was, like I said, I think it's giving as much content as they have. And since the couples aren't necessarily opening up, I don't think they have enough content to give. That's how I'm viewing the show. What do y'all think? Because I haven't watched anyone's review about it. I'm just going off of whatever. What do you think? Do you think that's the case?
I think I think we're getting like a tiny bit, but you got to realize, right? We've been watching the show for what, 2 months now, and it's only been a month in the show, so they are really like we're getting like the reason why it seems like there's no progress is because how much progress can you have in 2 or 3 days of filming?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like every episode has to be like 2 days, basically. So it's like we're not going to see a massive, like if we talked about, oh, let's be more intentional on the last episode, it's been 3 days. Like how much more are we going to get in 3 days?
Right. But as you know, with the history of the show, I know you've been watching from the beginning like I have, there's been other seasons that gave content, not necessarily drama, but content. And we're not getting the same, however many days they're filming, in my opinion, the same content because everyone, who used the word last night, stagnant.
Yeah.
Jasmine, they're stagnant. No one is progressing at all. Like there's nothing happening. Like Eris and Jasmine, they're still, I mean, if they do talk, it's about sex. And if Shaquille and Kirsten talk, it's about, well, you don't talk to me, but you don't talk to me. You're not open up to me. Well, you're gone. You don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, no, yes, no. Like there's no middle ground. And then Nicole is the spokesperson for Chris. Right. And Chris is just now deciding that he's saying different little things to Nicole that's different. And he's noticing her personality more and her mannerisms, but he hasn't necessarily said that to her yet. So they're not doing nothing. They're not going on group dates. We're not seeing them do nothing as compared to other seasons. You know, not to say they have to, but we're just not getting the same volume here. So I think that's what's causing it to be stagnant, boring, slow, an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? The only drama we had was McKinley and Dominique because she wasn't ready and we were all focused on them like being awkward before we even knew they was going to get a divorce. Even though they, you know, if they made it, we're like, nah, they're not going to get to decision day, but she was too immature to get there. So that's just my opinion. But let's start off with Chris and Nicole. So what do we think about Chris's, keep saying Chris, Nicole's dad coming over and have that conversation with Chris? Do you think he had Chris open his eyes to, you know, when he said like, you have to not just be happy for others, you have to be happy for you. You know, I think it was telling him like, don't be such a pushover.
I feel like everybody in Nicole's life has been saying that same thing to him in a different way. Okay. Like even when her friends came over for the housewarming, they said the same thing, like you got to speak up for yourself and da 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 da. And I feel like I'm a little bit disappointed and like Chris does have some concerns about Nicole, but I feel like he does not speak up for himself. That's just who he is. Like he comes off to me like kind of awkward and like he's not going to advocate for himself. But this is a marriage. Either you're going to be trapped in a marriage that you don't want to be in, where you have no voice, or you're going to have to speak up and like give some boundaries. And I think that the dad can see that. Not that they've had any crazy major life, like besides getting married, like any major decisions besides maybe renewing the lease or not renewing the lease. Like they haven't had very huge conflicts come up. But even like Nicole and him watching their wedding video and her and like the negative self-talk over and over and over was getting under his skin. And he didn't communicate that to her
yet. That's next week, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't wait. But I'm like, those are huge things that can become like, it can seem small, but it can become a huge thing, especially if it bothers him to that degree. And I'm like, what do you say to somebody that's like talking badly about themselves? It's uncomfortable. Yes. It's uncomfortable to listen to it. Like,
and a stranger at that, right?
You're right, basically.
What do you think, Devontae?
I think she's crazy. That's what they trying. That's what they trying to tell her in a nice way because that's their people's.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't be no pushover. You know, her dad like you gonna have to come with that energy because this one right here, she a mini Karen. That's a Karen waiting to happen. That is a Karen. That's a Karen and Pokemon Pikachu form. I'm trying to tell you, she at the beginning stages. So you see how she negative.
Yes, she is negative. She's always
like herself. She don't like herself. She's talking about, oh, I looked hideous. Like, everybody in America is saying you looked good. So the fact that you don't think you look good, like, I don't know, like, don't they hire their own makeup people?
No, I
would
don't think
so.
they do.
You don't
But
think
she would need to bring her own makeup person. She could have brought her own makeup person.
Yeah. But she's been self-doubting herself for years because remember the week before last, she was talking about how she lives in New Jersey or New York, wherever, and there's a lot of influencers there. So she feels a certain type of way. Because that's when Chris mentioned, his definition of slender to her. And she's like, don't say that. So she's always had those self-esteem issues, in my opinion. And I think her dad was trying to tell him that too. Like, you have to, in the way you were saying, stand up for yourself. But let's just hear what her dad said again. Just let's hear.
Chris is a nice guy. You know what he needs? I'm going to say it on camera. He needs a little big dick energy here is what he needs. It's not taking anything away from him because he seems like a great guy and everything else like that. He doesn't need to be Neanderthal. He doesn't need to have to thump his chest. But you can be an alpha quietly and confidently. And I believe he has that quiet confidence. He just needs to show it.
I was like, listen to Dad about to break into Lotto's song about BDE. So the quiet confidence, I guess, I'm just wondering how long of time they had to film that scene. Because I don't get quiet confidence from Chris. I don't get it. I've always seen pushover to make, like I said, make someone else happy. Just, never rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get from Chris. So, and I think that I think we've all said it too on this panel, even in the comments, that someone like that, will always be seen. Well, I'm not putting words in you guys' mouth, but will always be seen as like he has to do for Nicole, like make her happy and just take everything in. Versus Nicole's just always gonna like, like he'll be henpecked. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to stand up for himself, but I don't know if he has it in him. I just think that he'll just voice it slowly and then get to a point where he's going to explode. He's one of those, you know what I'm saying? You keep pushing, and one day it's like, boop. And then you don't know what happened because you've been nice this whole time and giving gifts and making memories, like he says, and you don't know what happened,
I think I'm scared that Chris is going to internalize and hold on to anything, like all the things he doesn't necessarily like. Why doesn't Chris want to live with Nicole after this decision?
He said it was because of the dogs. There wasn't enough room for the dogs. He wanted to have a house.
Yeah, makes sense too. But I think that it would be a disservice to himself and Nicole if Chris like holds everything in until decision day and then like shocks us with a no. Like I'd be like, oh, because I could understand how she would be blindsided because he's been smiling and oh yeah, this is great the whole time, like, and lifting her up, but not telling her those things that he doesn't like is a detriment to both of them. Because you don't know if she's going to be able to like work on them. Not saying she's going to completely change, but she could like be more cognizant of it and be like, okay, my husband does not like this and this is making me a better person, so I should work on this. Like, and he should allow her the time to like show him that. But by not saying anything and just being like cringy the whole time is not helping anything.
I got it. You got any comments about that, Devontae?
I mean, I agree. I just think he gonna have to. I would have told her like, "Look, babe, you being a little negative Nancy right now, and it's like your third or fourth time seeing yourself on TV, on the video, and first you ain't like the picture. That's understandable. Now you don't like the video. Now you just nitpicking on everything. Oh, look at my eyes. Look at my finger right there. You see, they didn't get the angles. Like, ma'am, we're supposed to be watching the wedding video. Like, what? Why are you messing up this moment? This is supposed to be a good moment for us. It's only been a month. Yeah. You're so focused on the dumb stuff. As long as I said you was beautiful at the end of the day, I don't understand.
Nothing else.
Like, what's the problem? Like, now I can understand if you walked up to me, I was like,
Right.
And I just need next year, cause the next season, cause y'all like when they meet, why y'all be letting them people have so much room at the altar? They be way apart. Like, scooch them in a little bit. Then you're gonna have to smell her breath anyway.
Well, we'll see real soon because the next season is ready to go. About 2 months after this one's over. So probably like June or July.
What's the next location?
Denver, followed by Chicago.
Ooh,
So 17
interesting.
Denver, 18 Chicago. So, all right. So that's enough about them because nothing really happened until later on when we get to the group session when they're, the experts again. So let's talk about Gina and Clint. I'm happy that Clint set up a date to recreate what they didn't do in, Jamaica. I thought that was nice for them to have a bonding moment because Clint is trying. He's always been trying. He's always just been, we can make it work. We've had some trials and tribulations, but, he's all gung-ho about everything, right? And that's what he wants to do. And I was surprised that Gina is actually, see, now, Jess, that goes back to your point, what I'm about to say. Gina's actually still on cloud 9. Now, was this date like the night after the rodeo when she's still in a good mood? You know what I'm saying? Or what?
I think that they are good. I think they are a good friend energy is what it's giving. Clint is growing on me. I can see how he would be a good time. He seemed like a white guy you would just go to a random bar and end up getting drunk with him at the bar because he's a good time. So I'm here for Clint. I'm here for him being committed to the process. He's pretty open-minded. He's a people person. He's ambitious as well. So I just think that he's a good match for Gina. But Gina is keeping him in the friend zone is what I'm seeing.
I think so.
And friendship is important, but like there has to be a sprinkle of romance too. So
yeah, I don't think it'll progress. Even if we didn't see the video of the kiss, I personally don't think it would progress. Now, if they say yes, like I said, it'll be the dark horse of the season. We wouldn't see it coming, but I don't see it lasting if they do say yes to give it a try.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What you have any comments about that, Devontae?
I feel like Jasmine said, she friend zone him. She just she's smiling and wave. She's smiling and waving, boys. That's all she doing. She just going on the trips or whatever he planning. But she know, and I think he know. I think he's just giving it his best effort. So he'd be like, "Look, Mom, I tried. I know you want to give me 70,000 or whatever. Oh no, that was the wrong person.
Wrong person.
McKinley should have took that money.
Right. I know I'm older. I just wanted to let y'all know it ain't just me out here. Right. Struggling with the women. It look like because I feel like she got a good guy, but I still feel like she harp on problems. So I don't feel like I feel like that was just him saying when he called her, whenever he said the slender thing, that was just her easy cop out because she already didn't like him. That's just her, yeah, it's just not gonna work out. That was just her little thing.
Okay.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if she just do a 360. I doubt it, but
right. Let's go to Sharon's comment. Let me put it back on the screen. Sharon says, "Wonder if she'll move to the bedroom with him."
Not happening in this lifetime.
That's gonna be the telltale sign.
Maybe Hank will. That's about it.
just Hank.
That dog look like a Hank.
Clint is hanging in there because he want dog custody. So
right.
He gonna get dog visitation, right?
There you go. I think they had a for once they had a cute scene. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't drama. It wasn't like, oh, what are they gonna have? What's gonna happen now? It was another cute scene. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe this was like the next day after that rodeo. I don't give them too many days in between because they don't have that communication thing with them. So I'm gonna let y'all have it. Whoever goes first, Shaquille or Eris. Whoever speaks first, that's who we can talk about. Come on now.
I got a lot to say about Shaq.
Okay. Well, let's go about Eris first. How about that? So, listen. Kudos to Eris's friend who called him out to the floor talking about, so what's the issue here? And the only thing that Eris could come up with is like, man, she's just not my type. I mean, again, he's having some honesty, so I can't knock him on that. Mm-hmm. But he was like, they got swag. You think they're cool or they make you laugh? Maybe, but, I just don't see it. And the friend was like, his confession was like, man, I just thought it'd be something different with him by now. So it's not just the cousin that had doubts about Eris. It's clearly the friend who thought, I'm putting words in his mouth, thinking just by what I'm gathering, like maybe if he gets married, this will open him up to love and laughter and life with a wife. You know what I'm saying? So, but that wasn't it. So what y'all, and I'll get into more with that, with the conversation with Jasmine, but what do you think about that conversation with the friend? Everyone.
I love a friend that's holding people accountable.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, that's all cute and well, but you got married. So what you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do to fix it? I'm here for it. I thought that conversation was gonna go south quickly just because I feel like maybe it's not that friend, but I think it's the other two friends that came to the housewarming.
Okay.
I feel like they was just on the same level as Eris mentally. So like you kind of got to talk to your friend that's like a little acts more mature, or maybe is in a relationship or something like that. And that's what his friend was given this time, because the last friends was not helpful in my opinion.
I agree with that. They weren't there yet. What do you think about the friend conversation, Devontae, and the chat?
I mean, I feel like his friend gave him some good advice. I mean, he just keep on killing me with the attraction. Like, look, dude, when y'all was at that dinner, or when y'all went out to the other dinner, I seen your wife. Your wife fine. I don't know what you looking at.
Yeah.
One of them little Married at First Sight group. I say, I think he got glaucoma. Because what is he? He can't see.
Right. Now, since you are the man on the panel, would you have given if Eris was your friend, would you have given similar advice?
I would have told her. I'm like, bro, your wife look good. I ain't gonna lie. So, because I feel like, in this circumstance, you could say that to your friend, like, bro, your wife.
I don't think you have to say that to your friend.
Oh, why? You just met her 2 weeks ago.
It's still your wife, though. Like, I don't know.
I said she looked good. I mean, that's cool. You got to keep it like that. She looked good. You can't be like, your wife's sexy. Now, that's a little...
That's different.
Say like,
hold on. Did Max say that? Did Max say that about Gina?
What? That he's not on the show either, right? So,
no, my friend.
I swear Max said it when they were on the beach in Jamaica. Yes, it was like, she's sexy. I don't know what you... I'm like, hold on.
He did say that.
That's wild.
But I think I would have gave him similar advice, but I would have told him, like, I mean, you complain about all this. It sounds like you don't know her. So I'm like, well, why do you keep bringing up sex? Be like, it's like, that's not going to keep you married, my guy. Like, you're going to keep talking about sex? Like, we get it. You a sexual person. Where? We don't see it, and I don't believe it. Because every time somebody come on here claiming they something and something, it always come out it ain't true. But like, because he said
he smashed somebody right before this, so he probably is a very sexual being if he couldn't hold out that long.
I mean, I think all of them was had a situation. I mean, they single. What? It ain't hard. It ain't hard out. Everybody got a booty call. If you single,
that's not true. Come on.
If you single.
In Eris's defense, because excuse me, he didn't know he's getting picked for the show. He just so happened to have sexual relations with someone they both happened to be in a friend group with. So in his defense, he didn't know being picked for the show. Even Clint did. We just didn't know. You know, Gina just didn't know who it was. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
is there a lot of black people there? Well, I guess
in Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
I'm sure there's a good amount.
It's enough, I'm sure.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, because maybe everybody know everybody, you know.
maybe.
You know, I don't know if anybody else was thinking this, but I think that Eris might be into like tomboy type girls with booty.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you why I said that.
Go ahead.
The two things he said, like, oh, if she got fly kicks and if she funny, that's giving homegirl energy.
Oh, so what was her name from last season with Justin? What was her name again?
With
Justin and
Alexis.
Maybe he likes an Alexis.
That would be a match.
Eris and Alexis.
She would eat him alive too, though. Once he starts acting crazy.
So.
You don't think
but
so?
I'm saying that type of woman is, I think, would be a better match for him. Is what
that's his body type right there.
Right. Yeah.
It gotta be, unless we way off.
Right. So Brenda says, I'm thinking that the experts need to send these couples to a tantra yoga session. It might help walls fall, might some fire. You know, actually, I thought about that last week, but I thought maybe Dr. Pepper will have some of them do it just based off of what Shaquille and Kirsten is doing, or whoever's got paint on them for next week. I thought about that tantra thing, but they do that every season though. for couples who are struggling like late in the season. Like, I don't think that necessarily lights your fire. I think maybe gives you that maybe one night stand kind of thing. But if your fire is already lit, I think it's lit. I don't think that's helping these couples. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that would work for Shaquille and Kirsten, but like, I don't think tantric yoga?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that will work for people like Clinton Jenner. She don't really like him, so
she don't want to touch him.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. Like, I'm like, you gonna feel weird trying to touch somebody you normally don't touch. Like, we don't even touch in the bed because she in the other bed. So it's just like, you want me to like be all up between her legs and we looking at each other eye to eye? No. That's gonna be weird. Like,
right, you got me with that. So, all right. So let's jump to their 1 month anniversary. Did y'all see how they were walking in together? Like, she had her arm around him. He was kind of like, he had her arm, but he was just kind of like walking, kind of like, "Why you touching me? Like, why you with me?" That's what I got from it. Like, don't really hang on to me. And so, the conversations that they had, like I said, that's what I'm saying. These couples aren't progressing. We already know this. So for me, what Shaq is saying to Kirsten, I'm saying to Eris, like, we know this already. Say something else. You know what I'm saying? So here's a little clip of a reminder of what they said at their 1 month. So here we go.
A couple of weeks, I was kind of closer towards being checked out, and I'm trying to get to like at least like a middle ground place.
So you want to move into
like
space?
I feel like it would be easier if we just like any sex until like after decision, like a wait. It wouldn't be like, oh, is today gonna be? Is it gonna happen this week?
Well, I don't feel like it's a wait.
What do we think about that clip?
I didn't understand who he was talking about is questioning when they're going to have sex. Is he talking about other people, or was he talking about Jasmine is constantly questioning him about having sex?
I think he's saying that Jasmine is constantly asking him when we're going to have sex. If he's talking about other people, then he told on himself that he's, on his phone or talking to someone else, if that's what he meant. But I think maybe he's insinuating that every time that they're around a group, that Jasmine is always saying, like she does later on, like, oh, well, we're not having sex, so X, Y, Z. So in order for her to stop saying it, and that's big for a man. If they're telling you stop saying it, there is zero attraction. Because if a man is with you and they're attracted to you, I mean, I've never heard that before. And I'm speaking personal, like, what? You know what I'm saying? So that, to me,
I think 2 months is not that long to wait to have sex.
Right. So Sharon says, Jasmine's a pretty girl. Eris is emotionally unavailable. He's a strange bird. I thought he said he's been to therapy. He said a lot of things, Sharon, but
They says he was lying.
Marcus says most of these couples are fake as hell. Okay. Hair and makeup was on point. Her hair and makeup was on point. And Cynthia said Jasmine acts desperate. She does in a way acts desperate, but I think she's trying to get a connection, some other kind of emotional intimacy from Eris, not necessarily just sex. And I think he's missing the point of thinking that everything is about sex, and it can't be. In order for me to get to know you, you're a stranger, we have to talk about different things, and always having a sex conversation, for me personally, is a turnoff. Don't just constantly talk to me about sex, because that's all you have. You have zero substance for me. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But the difference is they're married. That's zero.
I feel like most women would agree with that. Like, if them on the beach having dinner and he's like, so what's your favorite sexual position? If you were dating, you would be turned off. So just imagine if every time you go to dinner with your husband, he's talking about sex. Right. Like, that's weird. It's very shallow, I think.
Matter of fact, I'm going to give some TMI for everybody. The one thing, not that much TMI. The one thing, when someone is dating me, like in the past, when someone says, what are your turnoffs? That's the first thing I say. Don't talk to me about sex every day. We just met. Off top, on the table. Don't do that. Because then I know that's all you want from me. Eventually, we'll probably get to that point. But just right off top, to me, that makes it seem like if a man, in my opinion, just automatically starts talking about sex, that means that's all they want from you. You're wasting my time. I'm not interested. You see what I'm saying? That's just me, though. Yep. So I could be, that don't work for everybody. Some ladies like that. I don't. Even when I was like in my 30s and 40s like that. That's a turnoff for me, period. And Eris can't even talk to me at all. I don't like his
I
conversation.
don't think she desperate though. I think she giving it her best. She giving it her best effort.
Okay.
And I feel like you should be desperate for your wife or your husband. That's when this is the time where you need to do that extra stuff. When you married, I feel like you should be desperate for your spouse. Like,
that's what I'm
if
saying.
you gotta cut these people off to keep your wife, because it's your wife, and she telling you, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, it's his wife, but it was his wife when they met at the altar.
Yeah.
After they got backstage, or not backstage, back in the back, and they started learning everything, he learned she had X many dogs. He was out. He was out the door.
Yeah,
In my
He
opinion.
don't really respect her though. He don't never look her in the eye when they talking. He'd be like, yeah. And he just be talking just like that. He never, if you pay attention to when they talk, he always look the other way or looking down. He never like can lock eyes and be like, look, I can't, like the sexual thing. And I feel like that was a little cop out. That basically was the nail in the coffin. Now you don't want to have sex. The sexual person want to wait to after decision day. No,
Right.
no, so no.
That's how you know
you don't like her. You don't like. I don't know if he don't. It's not making no sense why he's not attracted to her. It's just not making no sense.
And another couple who, if they get to decision day, we'd be like, nah, don't nobody believe this conversation. So we'll talk about them for next week's episode as well, and then to the group session. So let's move to Shaquille and Kirsten. So I thought it was cute that they had like a little skating date. That was cute. I liked it. When's the last time
It was a
anybody
vibe.
skated?
I was just talking about skating yesterday. Yeah,
But
I haven't seen that in a while.
You love your husband. Devontae, you love your wife. So you would go skating. You do little cutesy tootsy things, right?
That ain't even my
Of
problem.
course.
I'm gonna wait till it's my turn to let y'all know all the problems I had with them too.
Okay, so I'm trying to think what was my first issue. Yeah, it is sad. I agree with that. I kind of feel for Jasmine, to be honest. I feel like Jasmine, I don't think the word is desperate. It's another word, but maybe she is starving for attention from her husband. I would say that. But you should not. You get married so you don't have to be desperate, like, for that attention. So I get where she's coming from, but I do understand how people could say that it comes off desperate. Moving on to Shaq. Shaq is a mess, okay? Because last episode, when she had set up the little spa thing at home, and she was like, yeah, let's talk about stuff and like have more intimate conversations. And then he basically, like, I kind of likened it to like she's cracking the door to let him in, and then he's slamming the door in her face, because he, like, every time she's trying to open up, he like goes in on her. He did the exact same thing this episode where he's like, do you feel like you're opening up? And then she was like, yeah, I feel like day by day I'm opening up more. And he's like, I don't see it. I'm just like, do you want this woman to open up or not? And I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that he didn't have a lot of relationships. And even though he's been to therapy and all that stuff, like, the lack of long-term relationship is showing, because he thinks that everything's supposed to happen instantaneously just because you're married. Like, you still need to get to know this person. So like the actual dating aspect, he doesn't understand that it's not automatic. Oh, she liking him. She rubbing on his head. She likes him. She likes him. I said that before.
I told you he was gonna wear her down. She was just slow. She had to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the but though? There's got to be a but.
The but is he's messing it up. She want him, and he is his head is so shiny that it's going over his head. He don't know what's happening. He's missing it. She's giving him all the cues that she's interested. And like, he was asking for kisses and all this stuff on like the first day, and she was saying no. So I feel like he has resentment, but he's not paying attention to what's happening in front of him at the same time. She's asking you for more time. She's asking you for more attention. Like, and he's like, I'm here. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean the same thing. He even talked about like the differences in their idea of quality time. Like, he wants to be out and she wants to be like in more intimate settings. And I'm like, you can do both. Right. Like, that's the thing. You're in a relationship. You need to figure out what the other person likes and kind of tailor to both of you. So he's pissing me off, to be honest. I'm over him. I'm rooting for them. But he needs to get it together because he's missing it.
Go ahead,
Thank you for
Devontae.
coming to my TED Talk.
Well, first of all, let me go in. Why would y'all wearing all that to skate?
That's what you
going. Yes, was y'all going to a roller derby? I was saying, why they putting on helmets? And I was like, okay, I could get the helmet. I was like, maybe he got a fear of doing something to his head with the scar. Cool. Then when they started putting on the knee pads, I was like, what? I was like, how hard could you get skating? And it's just y'all two.
Maybe they haven't skated in a really long time.
He said he didn't know how to skate, though. He might have needed all that.
Not the elbow pads and the knees. How you? Kirsten can at least hold you up. But I think I agree with her. Shaq is messing up. It kind of took you to say that for me to realize, like, dang, it ain't that she just slow. I get it now. So I think what happened is, for real, he done hurt his ego. His ego is hurt. She you called the man ugly on national TV for 10 episodes, or at least 9. Let's say 9. Let me give her 8. And then you started liking him around the 9th episode. Every time you get into a group setting, oh, the attraction is, it's growing. He's not my type. He bald head. Like, stop. Stop saying that. And what's happening now is he in defense mode. So now I'm whatever you on. You don't think I'm attractive? I don't like you either. That's what he on.
Okay, so let's read. I'm gonna read Rhonda Reed's comment, and then I'm gonna go to the clip, and then I'm gonna go to the next comment. So Rhonda Reed says, "Open up what door? In what way has she opened up? Kirsten ain't giving nothing, so he should continue to give, and she just takes and takes." She said, "Open up what?" She said, "What panel? What?"
I kind of disagree a little bit. I feel like in the beginning, Shaq was giving and she was like doing bare minimum, but I feel like she is trying to open up. Like, and as somebody that's been hurt, it's a little bit harder to open up. But I feel like because he's been consistent and kind of showing up and saying that he wants to be present, even like the comment that she said, she was like, "Oh, what are you looking forward to?" And she literally said, "I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you," end quote. And he says, "I'm looking forward to spending time with your mama, your daddy, your cousin." Like, sir, I feel like she's being transparent. Her words are as transparent as she can be for somebody that's kind of, I feel like he's a little hostile.
Well, the quote and the saying is, "Watch your words." I mean, it's not your words, it's your actions. Your actions speak louder. So maybe her actions aren't saying what her words are saying. That's probably what he's taking from it. Okay. Since he's the intellectual, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's what he's getting from it. So here's the clip. So it's a clip from the roller derby and after the dinner. So it's pushed together. So here we go.
That I said that made you feel like it's a setback in our marriage.
I mean, when you were like, it was like, it was like, well, how's the intimacy level or the chemistry level? It was like, I just feel like it's really little. I'm like, what in the hell? I had to grow and say, like, okay, I can be patient enough and wait till it happens. But now it's like, it's on Kirsten time. Kirsten wanted to happen when she wanted to happen. You had that guard up and you did not want that to happen at all. You barely wanted me to touch you.
Now that we're there and I'm starting to open up to you and I'm letting those walls down.
But that's on your time.
Okay, what's those faces?
I feel like her idea of opening up is actually saying like she likes him. That's what I'm getting from that clip.
Okay.
I feel like that's the difference in opening up. Kirsten sending mixed messages.
She says one thing does another. Shaq's feelings are hurt from her statements in the very beginning. Okay.
I think so too. It's Gina and Clint 2.0.
All right. So now Rhonda says, name exactly what is she doing? Words is a dime a dozen. Okay, Rhonda, I see. Rhonda, would you like to be on the panel? You want Rhonda? I like what you're saying, though. I think Kirsten is a lot of words. I think she's a lot of talk. I think she's a lot of saying what she feels that he wants to hear, even though I think there's a little bit in there that maybe she wants to. But I think Shaq talks her to death, asking constant questions that she feels like she's not the type, kind of like Millennial. Millennial is not someone who's like, open. You know what I'm saying? She's naturally reserved, naturally quiet. I think Kirsten is the same way. And so when someone who is normally chatty like myself, that can shut down like a millennial because like, oh my gosh, mom, like I just can't like process everything you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the same way with Shaq, who's like much more intellectual, much more into mentoring. So maybe, like I said last week, he's doing the mentor thing with her. He doesn't know how to turn it off. And that's a turn off for Kirsten. I honestly think that's what's happening. Like she's, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. But
he about to blow. He about to
I
blow
think
the
she's the
bag.
type of woman that's used to being pursued fully and not having to do anything besides show up and be cute.
okay, that could be
Dang,
it.
you reading
And that,
my
I mean,
mind right
and that's
now.
honestly, I think that that's okay. But once you get married, then I feel like you have to give too. Like you still have to give. You can't just show up and be cute. So it's kind of making her be in a different space than she ever has.
Right.
I think Shaq is looking for some depth with her, and it's not there. Like that grocery store only got 6 aisles on it. Quit looking for that. Quit looking for the.
I ain't saying she dumb. I think she's intelligent. Like, come
No,
on.
I'm not. I'm just saying, not dumb, but like when it comes to talking, she'll say like 6 words, and she'll be like, yeah. And you just be like, okay. So I think because he's smart, like he a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he real smart. Like he probably using big words, and she probably like, oh, wait.
Yeah. I read either I read it or I heard it somewhere that said Kirsten is giving the same thing her apartment gave.
Oh, I read that on Twitter.
Did you see it?
Just empty. Just full of space. Yes,
It's a cute space, but it's not decorated.
Right.
But it's just like her apartment told it all. She all cute.
Funny.
She got a couple things about her, but don't none really make sense. Just like her words.
Right.
You got the bed, you got the headboard, but that ain't the bed that go with it.
So let's move to the dinner. Let's move to the dinner. So I thought it was interesting that they all got on that same bus together like they did for the honeymoon. I'll be laughing at that later. I mean, they tried to have conversation. It seemed like a little awkward. And that's where, again, Nicole came out with her expert hat on and started the conversations. Now, when they got to the dinner, I just thought that there was awkward body language with Kirsten and Shaq, and of course, Jasmine and Eris, but not with Clint and Gina or Nicole and Chris. Even though Chris always looks like, what'd you say last week, Devontae? Remember, like he looks like a scared cat. Does he always have his head down, or is that just me? His head down or his head?
No, somebody said, another YouTuber said he looked like Bob from Bob's Burgers. I was cracking up, and I was like, he kind of do.
Oh my God. I gotta text Vince that.
Bob from Bob's Burgers. But so Nicole's asking questions. She's like, my intuition says, girl, your intuition was off all night. She didn't
misses after miss.
Right, her little side notes with it too. It's like, I'm feeling that maybe my vibe says, you guys like more intimate to Eris and Jasmine and Shaquille and Kirsten. I'm like, no, like where are you seeing this at the table at? Like they're not even really like sitting next to each other. They're kind of like sitting like mannequins. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting, but they're like, so
I was getting the vibe that she was like, I'm not gonna say talking downs, but she was like, I am the standard. That's what it was giving me. And I didn't like it. I did not like it. Like y'all need to be like us where we are. Like
we're winning. Yeah.
I was just like, but if he say no in decision day, you're gonna be looking stupid. So
right.
Ooh, she gonna need him. She gonna be in a facility. That's gonna be a 5150.
Oh my goodness gracious. But when she said to Jasmine, about what was going on, things like that. When Jasmine's like, the look on her face, Jasmine's face, not just on the show, but it's the same, like, I'm over it face, even on the after party. Have you noticed? She's like, sits there like, like she carries everything like, like, okay, well, he said, but we're trying to work on it. Girl, this don't say none of that. You know what I'm saying? They don't say we're trying to work on it. That's like, I'm over it. But do you think that she should have continued to say that we're not having sex in front of the group? Because that goes back to Eris's point of, why don't we wait to have sex? I don't want to always have to feel like you're asking me or we're talking about it. Did you see his point come around to fruition when she talked about it, or
I don't see it because Jasmine cannot control somebody else at the table from asking them if they're having sex. They're still going to ask the question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what do we think about Eris's comment though? When he said, threw it back to Nicole and Chris, like, so is married sex different than single sex? I was like, come on, Eris. This is the issue.
Oh, you don't even know. I just said the word that only black people can say. I just said it. Like Kevin Hart, like.
Come on.
What?
Man. Right.
Why would you ask that? What do you think is going to, sir? Why? Why you going to ask them? They 14 days and 2 hours married. They don't really know what this is couple. They delusional. Like, and I'm just like, what's wrong? I just wish the black women on this season was a little bit more sassier. Because when Nicole keep on asking me questions, I would be like, has Chris said he loved you yet? Because you asked him every other day. Have he said he loved you yet? Since you know everything, Nicole. I'm just waiting. Why ain't nobody just snapped and be like, who elected you the House of Representatives, man?
Right.
I need to call Jasmina because Jasmina would have got her together like she did.
That's true.
I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I forgot about I'm a good person.
That was but still. But the point is, Eris and his conversations, like I said, he can't get past the sex part. You can't, and that's what makes the viewer, most of the viewers, not everybody, because some people don't see anything wrong with that. And just the people at the table, your respective castmates looking at you like, man, that's all you got to talk about. Even in confessional, Chris had an issue with Eris saying that. You know what I'm saying? If Chris got an issue, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So, and then when they got to Shaquille and Kirsten, did you notice like she was still eating her food? Like she looked up like she's like, oh, you not talking?
I can't remember. There was somebody a few seasons ago that no matter what was happening, they would be eating still. And I can't remember who it was.
I know it was a female too, I think.
It wasn't Jasmine. It was somebody. She'll be busting down like, "Oh, y'all fighting? Okay, I'm just gonna eat my plate."
Right. I just thought that
was like in the middle of a green bean, like, "Oh yeah, us."
yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But Shaq's feelings were hurt when she said she didn't really have the attraction there. So, but again, like you said, if it's at a group setting, you can't control what somebody else is saying. And I think I'm not gonna say I think it's obvious to them because I'm sure they don't see each other all the time like that, but just the body language shows that something's off. So all this with Nicole, like I'm feeling no, you're not feeling nothing. The only person you got the vibe from last night's episode or whenever you watched it was Clint and Gina. That was it. That was the surprise of the evening. Like, oh yeah, we're doing fine. Clink, 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 clink. Oh, let's drink to that. Even Gina had something to say about, I forgot who, either Shaquille or Eris. You know what I'm saying? She had like a little something to say. It was like a little shade, kind of.
She was making comments on everything they said. Because when they said something about Shaq and them, she was just like, Shaq, she wants you to go over there or whatever she said. She said
make
something.
Out with her. Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. And so
I think it's gonna happen next episode.
You think so?
He don't look like he know.
They gonna be kissing. She's sitting on laps and they kissing.
Yeah,
and that's what I've been waiting for. Because I feel like once that happens, it's gonna turn around. That man just needs some TLC. That just a little bit.
We'll get to that in just a second. What do we think about Nicole? Like we start off with the top of the show, slipping notes underneath their doors. Like for what?
Weird.
That's middle school.
Weird. That's that WPS.
Did you watch the party? Did you see that? Did you see after?
I fell asleep in the after party.
I'm pointing at you.
I was watching this at like midnight, so I fell asleep.
Did you see the after party, Devontae, in the chat?
Yeah.
You did? You saw
That's
the
how I
release?
said, yeah, because they thought what she said. That's what he said about the notes. Did she say
Yes.
that there?
Yes.
Yeah.
What he said was, oh, hold on. That piece of paper. Make sure no. Okay. Oh, this is from Nicole. Yeah, she said put on some R&B and wipe me down, versus the did you kiss your wife today? Did you do this, do that? So it's like turn the note upside down just for something that you want to have happen and say that Nicole said it. You know what I'm saying? But because
that nosy neighbor that's always in your biz that ain't got nothing to do all day.
I hope them apartments is spaced out and she not next door being nosy. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
Ooh, if I was shy, I would have knocked up. I'd have yelled down the hallway after the nose slid.
Hello, actually. Yeah. I don't know. I just think I don't know why Nicole feels she's got to do that, but at the same time, if Nicole is saying this to them, are the wives saying this to Nicole? Like, are they like the parts that we don't see when the men meet the men and the women meet with the women? Are they saying these things to Nicole in confidence, and then Nicole is like slipping under the door? I mean, how's she supposed to know who's going to find it? It could be
if I had a quote unquote friend, associate, right? Like Nicole, I would tell her nothing because I feel like your business would be everywhere. So I don't think that these women are telling her all of this business. I think that she is being a meddler and is all up in the sauce.
Okay.
Cause she's so focused on their relationship, she ain't paying attention that Chris is just you ain't paying attention.
Right.
You need to focus on your castle. You all worried about my castle not having a bridge.
That part.
Yeah.
And then she telling the people what she say. Oh, please don't disappoint me. What? Ma'am.
That's the second time she said something like that. And I did not like that.
Weirdo. Like what?
She sounds so invested. And I'm trying to remember there was somebody in the previous season that was like super invested in other people's relationships. And they was like, yo, her man was like, yo, mind your business. Like, let's stay here. And Chris, this is one of the instances, an easy way for Chris to step up and be like, yeah, but on the confessional, he was in there like, yeah, I'm concerned about these people, like co-signing her. Like, what is this? That's female stuff to me. And I don't like calling women females, just to be clear. Okay. So yeah, it was giving very much feminine energy and not BDE.
Actually, Aubrey, who has a channel, by the way, says the women should simply tell Nicole to stop. There's no way she should be involved when she knows nothing about healthy relationships. That's a good point. Nothing about because she was with the cigarette burner and different little things for her own admission. Her own admission that she wasn't in healthy relationships. That's a great point. That is a great point. And you say usually it's the men of MAFS who meddle.
Somebody give him a peach. Give them a peach. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I think if that was my wife, she would have checked Nicole. Like, hey, now I told you about the thing, but I ain't tell you to start dropping those notes.
Right.
I'm trying to get some from the man. You about to put, I really ain't about to get nothing now. You can drop 10 notes. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's supposed to find these notes, number one, and number two? I just think that she did overstep her bounds with that. But at least she admitted that, she clearly put her name on it. Because how else would they know it's from Nicole? Could be from any of the wives.
She's audacious. That's what I'm going to say. That's too
Nicole,
much.
you know what I'm saying? Or Heart Nicole or something. So that's
weirdo stuff, though. Seriously, like, I wouldn't even do that to, like, my best friends. Like, that's weirdo. Like, she has no boundaries. Like, normal people don't do that.
Right.
That's not normal.
Like, she gonna type hide in the closet.
Right.
And wait and get video evidence of him doing something wrong.
It's weird.
Like, she scared me. I feel bad. Chris, I see. Ooh, imagine sleeping in the house with her. She like,
You never know.
She kind of strong. She look like she might could take him.
She
definitely is strong.
Definitely could take him for sure. Definitely so.
She got more muscles than him.
All right. So next week's episode, did you see that? So next week it looks like Jasmine is going to be going around a stripper pole. Did y'all see that? Or is either or maybe it's going to be in the upcoming season. So when they can get connected. She's going around a stripper pole, and Eris got those cash out like this, and she's like, he's having her slap him. Talk about, oh, harder. I'm like, harder? Yeah, harder. So she slapped him harder. So I guess that's their way to get to bond with sex. And then you have Shaquille and Kirsten, like you said. Did you say Devontae? She's sitting on his lap. So maybe I guess that's their way of their tantric exercises. Somebody got paint on for some reason. I don't know why.
Body painting.
Yeah, and I don't recall what Gina and Clint are doing. I don't recall seeing that, but those two are the main ones for sure. And then that's next week is when we'll see Chris talk to Dr. Pepper about Nicole's chit chat, her talking down on herself, and how it's an annoyance. That's the quote, an annoyance to him. So, and Nicole is teary-eyed because, she is starting to realize how she was, childhood growing up and the things that she's brought on being an adult that she's never, taken care of as she's gotten older. All I know it was about Gina and Clint. They were talking about boundaries too. Gina said that she's from a single mother household. So she's used to speaking to women, but she's not used to voicing her opinions or giving how she feels to a man. That's what it is for next week. So, yeah. But I still say Dr. Pepper is coming in a little bit late with these couples to give them exercises. Like I said, these should have came in before the 1 month anniversary. Because like I said, in the next 3 weeks is your road to decision day, with the 4th week being decision day. So I don't know. Oh, Sharon said Gina and Clint did touching with feathers and massaging. Oh, okay.
It ain't going nowhere.
That's interesting.
You don't sound positive.
Not with them. It's friend zone. It's over.
Yeah.
They got a month. It's hard. I don't know. I'm not going to say not much can change in a month. A lot could change, but with us getting these three-day episodes, ain't too much going to change probably.
So do we think anyone else is going to consummate their marriage? Any other couples?
No.
No. You don't think so?
I just want to know who is Dr. Pepper going to go in on next week? Who need to be going in on is the question.
Eris, that boy a new one.
But I think Pastor Kyle gonna have to come for that.
I guess. I don't know. So that was it. So halfway through the show, so I'm gonna take a page out the Jazz Vince Show book. How are we rating these couples halfway through the season? 0 to 5. 0 is, of course, 0. 5 is the greatest. That includes everyone in the chat as well. I can start first. So Clint and Gina is still sitting at okay, they came up some. So they're sitting at a 0.5. Shaquille and Kirsten are sitting at a 1.5. Eris and Jasmine are sitting at a 0.5 as well. And Chris and Nicole are sitting at a firm 3. Right in the middle.
I think that's fair, actually.
They could go either way.
Yeah, I think that's fair, actually.
Okay.
But I'm sorry. I would still put Shaq. I don't know why. It's something. So
let's start with Shaq. So Shaq, everybody on the panel and to chat. Shaq and Kirsten. What do you give? 0 to 5.
I'm rooting for people. I got to give them a 3 because I do feel like it's 50-50 that they will stay together, honestly.
Okay.
I feel like he can talk. I feel like that blow up that he just had, I feel like he's going to be the one to be able to come and articulate himself and apologize. And because they kiss it next week, so he must have apologized. She must can't be that man. So okay. I think I'm gonna give him like a 3.5.
Oh, that's a high rating. Okay. We have a 1.5. That's right, Sharon.
Kidding.
Frappes and T1. Okay. All right. So let's move to Eris and what's her name?
Jasmine.
I'm gonna say Kirsten. Eris and Jasmine for everybody. Panel on chat. 0 to 5. What do we think?
0.5.
0.5 for Eris and Jasmine. 0.5. Okay. Devontae?
I give him a 1.
You give him a 1? All right.
Yep, I'm gonna be generous. You said 1 to 5, so I'm
I
follow
said
the
0 to
rules.
5.
I'm gonna just say
0 to
1.
5. Sharon says
Oh,
0.
0 to 5.
0.00.
Oh, 0 then. Oh,
She's
0.
not playing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
0. Okay. 1. I can't even give them a 1. I can't even get them off the. No. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and so let's do Gina and Clint. Gina and Clint. Oh, that was okay.
Off the scale.
Gina and Clint. Gina and
Clint. I'm gonna give them like a 1.5, maybe a 2. I just don't see their relationship going anywhere, but I see them being like, they could have a good relationship if they had romance involved to some degree.
Okay. Gina and Clint. Cynthia says 2. Okay.
If he could get the spark back, get the spark back, I'm gonna say 2.5.
When was the spark there? Please let me know. You said back.
Oh well, I mean the first day when they went down the aisle, they had a little spark. He had a little glimmer of hope. So he gonna have to rub her back and see if she like, or try to pull her in and see if she gonna be like, friend zone, watch out.
Right. Actually, Aubrey, that's the for Eris and Jazz. Okay. So Gina and Clint, Sharon, you say 2. Dolores, you say 2. Frappes and T1. Actually, Aubrey 3.5. Really?
Oh, that's nice.
That's a high score. Okay. All right.
She read the spoilers.
So, Nicole, final couple, Nicole and Chris. 005 is the greatest.
I want to give them a 1.
Nicole and Chris, you give them 1?
Just because I feel like
you have Gina and Clint higher than Nicole and Chris?
I would like them better as a couple. I think Nicole is dominating this relationship, and she's going to be the demise of the relationship, which is ironic because that was her fear in the beginning.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
She knows she's the
I'm going to give
problem.
them a 2.
A 2? Okay. Nicole and Chris, anybody else in the chat? Let's see. Comment. Gina and Clint are doing well because they're growing in friendship. Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Nicole.
I don't want to get too friendly.
2, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. 3. And then Ashley, you said what now? Did you hear that Chris slid into Gina's DMs? Chris.
What?
Chris?
Ashley spelled with T.
I thought that was McKinley. McKinley for.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
But not Chris. Okay, you sure?
McKinley did say she was sexy. I told y'all.
But that said Chris though.
Yeah, maybe she meant McKinley.
Cynthia Hughes.
Unless Gina just got everybody in her DMs. Good for her.
Actually, Aubrey says Nicole and Chris get a solid 3.
Ain't no way, boy.
I think it's a personal thing. I think we personally not feeling Nicole, and that's the issue.
No, I gave them middle of the road. I said 3. I said 3.5. I did.
I can't.
That's why I gave them a 2.
Oh, okay. You could get whatever. Okay. The preview they just showed. Ashley, I believe it was McKinley, not Chris, but I could rewatch it. I mean, okay.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't see Chris personally sliding nobody's.
He's on demon time in that little head. If Chris did that, he a silent killer. He was a silent killer if he did that.
We definitely
I'll be here for it because we can't wait to pop that bubble.
Oh my goodness. Nicole's gonna be, she's gonna be upset. Anyways, well, all right. Well, that was the end of the episode. That was the end of.
She's gonna do something to them dogs.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Allegedly for the PETA people. Stop.
Right.
For the PETA.
The PETA people are relentless.
In Parsha, right. It was McKinley. Right. Okay. So do we have any other final things to say about this episode and what we're looking forward to the next week's episode? And before you get into that, panel and chat, if you didn't catch the beginning of this video, I will not be doing reviews. I'll just be doing lives on Thursdays to give us just a better opportunity to go back and forth about the show, and I think it's engaging better with the audience as well. So, any last words for the episode? Oh, actually, Aubrey says Chris doesn't have enough swag for Gina. Exactly, none.
Not a bit. Not a bit.
So, any final words, Jazz or Devontae or chat?
Now I'm looking forward to next week. I'm still rooting for Shaq to get for him and his wife to get it together. I can see it.
For Shaq. Shaq better not blow that. He can't blow that. That's the best one you're gonna get, Shaq. Don't do it to yourself.
Thank you, Dolores, for the super sticker.
It's gonna be easy. I was just gonna say, who did y'all think had the best and the worst 1 month anniversary date? Because I'm trying to figure out why Eris took her to smash things on the 1 month anniversary. Like, that's not a date I would plan for 1 month. Anniversary date, we gonna go.
I'm over talking.
I thought it was trash.
I apologize for over talking you, but you know why he took her there, so she could get out her frustrations. You know why he took her there. She's sexually frustrated.
She should have bought a toy before she did this experiment. That's all I'm saying.
That too.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's trying to break her down?
No, I think he's trying
to break her down because remember she had high self-esteem. And this self-esteem probably drop it every week. Keep on. I'm not attracted to you. She ain't used to hearing that. I know she ain't used to hearing that.
Well, the beauty queen isn't used to hearing that, but I don't think he's trying to break her down. I just think his actions are breaking her down where she's feeling like, maybe it's the first time a man has seen her as like not attractive. She did say she's never heard that from a man before. So that's probably messing with her psyche right now. I don't think he's intentionally doing it. I just think, if you're not used to hearing something about yourself from somebody who signed up for this process, supposed to have the same mind frame as you is the point, and all you hear is like, nah, I'm not trying to have sex, or I'm not trying to do whatever. Oh, you eat bacon. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things.
Oh my God, the way he kept talking about that bacon, Lord.
Yeah, it's the little things with her. So yeah. Actually, Aubrey says, well,
right. I'm like, you having orgies, but you complain about bacon.
Right.
Yeah.
Was them girls eating bacon too?
I don't know.
He don't know.
He don't know either.
The best date
free.
The best date for me was Chris for the helicopter ride. He put thought into that.
It was good.
And the worst date was Harrison and Jasmine. That's the worst date. Even Clint did something good, something nice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he definitely, when you don't like somebody, in my opinion, like I said, I think I said before, you don't like the way they breathe, look, walk, talk, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where they're at. Like, he just don't like her, period. And so he just has to continue to go on because they're part of the show. He don't want to look a certain way, but it's already coming out a certain way because that's just based off his actions. So, but yeah, let's see what the last comment says. Let's face it, Eris is weird. And then actually, Aubrey, I'll read again. We'll see if Shaq can consummate with his wife. Chris had a good date. Erison won sexually frustrated.
That's true.
Could be it too, yeah. She also say Jazz should recognize that Eris is a punk and not about Ish. Who cares what he thinks? True.
Agreed.
And then okay, agreed. All right. Next week, I'm gonna have some red flags up in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna have some red flags.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
FYI. So thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you all for being on the panel and being in the chat and following Millennial and Mom. Remember, we'll be live again next Thursday. And if I inundate your IG, that's just what I'm going to do. I appreciate it, though. So thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. Until next week. Live simply. Take care. Good night.